So Kareem is he going to still be there? I think he was
Yeah.
Livewire, right?
Yeah, and I've got Steve Hall, CEO of Vanderhall. I've got I can have as many as you want, man.
Are you serious?
You tell me who you
Oh
want.
man, that would be incredible.
It's now's a good time. We got plenty of preparation time.
Okay.
Who I'd love to have there. So let me work on this.
Okay, let's do this.
Just as a wow.
Okay.
Is the Christian von Koenigsegg
Who is that?
that built the Koenigsegg brand. I got to show you one of these cars.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm just going to start off with just the great obvious. I'm not quite as cool as you in a lot of ways. So you know a lot of cooler things than I do. You dress a little better than I do. So if I ask them questions of who is this or what is that, it's because my life is a little more simple. Oh my gosh, look at that gorgeous.
So they have a record-setting car called the Koenigsegg Jesko,
Holy cow.
and they're about 2.5 million.
Oh my
It's a hypercar,
gosh,
right?
no
So-
way. So their CEO?
So this is like that Jesko.
Holy
Their
cow.
CEO is out of Sweden, but
That is insane.
we're looking.
Are you invested in them?
No, but we're looking at it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so who is Lane invested in right now?
So Lane is invested in Exos that we've exited. That was our
Okay.
first investment exit.
Okay.
Enride,
Okay.
which is an autonomous company out of Sweden
Oh, cool.
that has operations in the UAE, Europe, and the US.
Wow.
Crushing it.
Like a
Crushing
big competitor to Tesla?
For the commercial truck space, yes.
Okay, commercial trucks.
And that's what they're providing, is
Okay.
they're shipping goods from point A to point B, but they're also the carrier.
Wow.
So they're actually moving the goods themselves
Wow.
as a company, which is a little bit different.
That's
It's a
very
mix between like a Waymo
Yeah.
and like a commercial Uber. Type
Oh,
of,
so
you know what I'm
interesting.
saying?
Yeah.
So, and then we have Vanderhall, which is a Utah-based
Oh,
company.
yeah.
Proud of them. Serial One, which is originated of Harley Davidson.
Okay.
It's the e-bike company.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Incredible
I've seen
bikes.
those.
Great
Yeah.
design, clean, sleek. They're e-bikes.
How much will those cost you?
Anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000.
So it's pretty average.
Really
they-
average.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
really,
not-
really competitive. They
very
used to be very premium,
Yeah.
and we've worked very hard to get our costs down
Oh, that's
to
awesome.
be very competitive, yet still provide a premium product.
Yeah, it's like, holy cow, that's, if it's associated with, I mean, initially I'd be like, that's got to be over $10,000, but
It's Harley Davidson.
I know.
Everything's overpriced.
It's
I should
crazy,
say
right?
that.
In a good way.
For a good reason. For a good reason.
Yeah,
A great
the
product, high
brand,
quality,
yeah,
great
yeah,
brand.
Yeah.
So you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And they've done a phenomenal job in the development
Yeah.
of Serial One. And then we invested and took a greater position over time.
And then you have Livewire and Harley?
Livewire we have not invested in. We support them, love them,
Yeah.
think highly of them. Kareem, their CEO, is doing a great job. Other investments include 2 battery companies, Mitrachem and Coreshell,
Okay.
out of Silicon Valley. Blowing up,
Wow.
doing phenomenal. They've got huge other co-investors like GM Ventures,
Wow.
Fontanellis, which is like the Ford family,
Hmm.
and Chamath from All In and Social
Oh, yeah.
Capital, and others. So they're 2 great investments. We have an AI company that does a lot of machine learning and cleansing of data called CleanLab.
So that's kind of like a, I mean, do you deal a lot with AI, or is that kind of like a one-off? Is it mostly?
It was a little bit of a one-off, but we saw there was some overlap, and
Yeah.
we want. I mean, ultimately, AI is going to be a part of every
Portfolio.
portfolio.
Yeah.
Because it's going to touch
Never-
every industry.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, no matter what you're focused on,
Yeah.
there's going to be an AI component to it.
Hmm.
And then we also have 2 in the marine space, boats.
Had no idea.
So Photon Marine, which
Okay.
is based out of Oregon,
What do they do?
and they build an electric, 300 horsepower electric outboard motor.
Holy cow.
It's incredible. For work boats, primarily. Great applications. Makes a lot of sense for high usage. So think of Coast Guard, municipalities,
Wow.
fishing boats.
Oh.
They're constantly replacing that outboard motor because of corrosion,
Oh, yeah.
wear and tear. And this has a lifespan of about 3 times
Holy
what
cow.
the gas equivalents have, and a lot more power. And
This can be it's just a really interesting dialogue because, I mean, I can't imagine the type of vehicles and just innovation that you've been around. And I kind of want a cheat sheet on your favorites and the best and all that kind of stuff. But before I jump into that, I just kind of want to get more into like your background. Are you from here?
I was born in Utah. I would say I am from here because I went to high school,
Where?
Alta.
Okay, I'm a Cottonwood guy.
Well, Cottonwood's great. Which school then in Cottonwood?
Which school?
Did you go to high school?
Cottonwood High School.
Cottonwood High. Okay.
Yeah.
Great school. Alta was at a high in
Yeah.
back in the day. I'm old.
Yeah.
And that's Salt Lake County, East Bench. There
Yeah,
you go.
that's right. That's really cool. What year did you graduate?
97.
Okay, I'm a 99. Yeah.
99. So
That's
I
really
got
cool.
you by 2 years. Yeah, we almost crossed paths.
That's crazy, yeah. I remember when I was a little bit younger, my brothers used to play Alta High, and they always had like, at one point, like 94, 95, they had like 2 7-footers in basketball.
Oh, wow.
It was really crazy, intimidating, but yeah, Alta was always good.
We had a good football team back in the day.
They were good.
You know, Corner Canyon kind of took over, though.
They did. What on earth happened?
Man,
Those guys just,
it was growing there. The population was growing.
they're just cleaning up.
Cottonwood Canyon came and just swept all the
It's just crazy.
towns.
They just, yeah, now they're going to have like multiple starters in the NFL here in the next couple of years.
Well,
It's just like,
Alta's now 5A.
isn't that weird?
Corner Canyon 6.
Yeah, Cottonwood's now open enrollment, and it's like most of the people don't live near Cottonwood. They just bus people in now. Like it's a totally different high school, and that's what happens when they kind of age out, right? And they have to kind of still fill the building. But our football teams are nothing to think about. Are you a big college football fan?
Yes.
NFL or what do you
Yes. No, I like college football
Me
probably
too.
more than NFL.
Yeah.
I feel like in Utah, a lot of people do because we don't have an NFL team
Yeah, that's
locally.
right. Yeah.
So you either have to think of, I
Think
like
of
the
them
Chiefs.
as
I like the
NFL
Kansas City
players. Yeah.
Chiefs. I've got family out there, and so go Chiefs.
Who's your team?
Um, College, I went to University of Utah. I was a BYU fan growing up.
It's a little mix.
I'm gonna say both. I know
Yeah.
that's gonna.
Oh, I'm
Cause
totally. I
conflict with
grew
people.
up with both too.
I mean, they're both Utah teams. Come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
right? We can be friendly. I love both. My wife went to BYU. I did my master's at University of Utah, and then I'll throw in one other school, University of Washington,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Huskies.
It's a cool
So
school.
I did my undergrad there.
Did you really?
I did
That's a pretty prestigious school.
in Seattle.
And an incredibly beautiful campus.
Yes.
Did you ever go to the games right there?
Oh yeah, right on the lake.
Yep, the sound.
It is incredible.
Oh my gosh.
And it's the best time. Seattle, I have a love-hate relationship with Seattle.
you hate that you don't get to see the sun, but you love everything else.
Yes. I love Seattle. There's nowhere better
I agree.
from like June to like September.
I agree.
But then the rest of the year is like,
You're like, this is depressing.
it's just painful.
yeah, that's right.
Which is why
it is gorgeous.
Coffee
though.
does so well there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm really glad we started this here. It's so true. It is absolutely stunning of a location. We ended up doing. I remember canoeing as a kid on the Puget Sound, and we just
Oh,
beautiful
so amazing.
tight place, and oh my gosh, that place is
The
amazing.
trees,
Yeah.
the hills.
They've got 100 times more trees than.
I never understand why they can't make roads wider, but I love it there.
Ask the whole East Coast that question. That is so interesting. Well, so you've been now. What got you into VC?
Oh, I always wanted to be in investment banking, not necessarily VC.
Okay.
And so I studied finance in my undergrad, was working for U.S. Bank, commercial banker. Loved that space, wanted to work my way from commercial banking, which is often a pathway to investment banking. And as I was working my way, I got recruited from a company called PACCAR, which PACCAR is the parent company to Peterbilt and Kenworth Trucks.
Oh. Oh.
Second largest truck manufacturer in the U.S.
Oh, interesting.
They are considered a very premium product,
Okay.
yet they still hold the second highest market share.
Holy cow.
Great business, great company,
Where are
based
they
out of
at?
Washington.
Oh, Washington.
Yeah, Bellevue.
It feels like all the big companies are based out of Washington.
A lot of the manufacturing ones, especially back then, right?
Yeah, the big
Boeing
manufacturers.
and all those.
Yep.
And that took my career a little bit of a different pathway.
Yeah.
It's still on the finance side. Had a lot of success, worked my way up pretty fast, and then got recruited out of there by Pilot Flying J.
No way.
So it was a combination of companies.
Did that bring you back to Utah? Or
It
where-
kept me in Utah. So I moved from working out of Seattle
Yeah.
to Utah and got recruited by a Seattle-based company,
Oh.
PACCAR, while
Yeah.
working here in Utah.
Oh, interesting.
And then they were wanting to move me overseas. So we were having multiple discussions.
Oh, man.
And at the same time, I was getting offers elsewhere that would have kept me in the state.
Yeah.
Here's a lesson learned,
Okay.
Jeremy. As much as you try to control life,
Yeah.
you can't do it.
It's totally different.
You can't do it. You think you can.
No.
You think, I'm going to do these things. I'm going to be the best sales guy. I'm going to be the best leader, manager.
And life
And my life will be exactly this.
It totally changes.
You cannot control it.
No.
So we chose to go with Pilot Find J at the time.
Yeah.
Work with some great colleagues and people because it was based out of Utah. 3 weeks after I joined, we got acquired
Oh, no way.
by with this other company. We got acquired by Jimmy Haslam and Pilot Find J,
Wow.
and they were going to move everybody to the combined organization that was based out of Oklahoma City.
Holy cow.
And so here I go thinking, I'm going to find somewhere to be that's going to keep me in Utah
That's
for
right.
a long time.
Nope.
I can control my destiny and my future, and that is definitely not the case.
Did you end up in Oklahoma City?
I did for 6 years.
So what years were you there?
2013 to 19.
I
Was it
so
12?
in kind of like a parallel of like you don't control your life. I got my master's to be an athletic director at the University of Oklahoma.
No way.
So I worked for the Sooners and
You're
around there.
kidding.
Yeah, alumni stuff.
Down in Norman?
Yeah, in Norman. I was there from 07 and 09, and yeah, I mean, we both kind of got suckered into Oklahoma.
So what do you think of Oklahoma?
I think they're going to be a lot better than people think this year. They've got, last year was crazy. I mean, they think that they have the best defense right now in the SEC with their front four and their linebacker group. They've got Mateer, who's probably a top 5 quarterback, and then Ott, who's probably a top 5 running back. The problem is their offensive line, which is usually like their strength, was a joke, and they didn't have their top 7 receivers last year. So, but they've got, I would say they have a serviceable wide receiver group, but they don't have, outside of Deion Burks, they don't have real major threats at the receiver.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, I think they got released in the number 18 in the country. They've got a crazy schedule. I think their offense will keep them in games, but I think the defense will win them games. But it'll be interesting.
I'd love to hear that. I mean, they're often known for their offense.
Oh yeah.
And they've had some of the best
Insane.
quarterbacks.
Last year they had 5 former quarterbacks starting in the NFL.
So when I left Oklahoma,
Yeah.
our elementary schools there, here's one difference between Utah and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Elementary schools, middle schools, they all do these fundraisers.
Yeah.
And man, do people come out
Oh,
and
that's
provide.
interesting.
And it's really surprising how much people donate
Yeah.
compared to Utah.
That is so interesting.
People really get behind those schools, and they have great schools, some of the best
Yeah.
in the country. I lived in Edmond, so I was right above
up north.
Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And I had a football signed by all Heisman Trophy
No way.
winners from Oklahoma,
Which is a lot.
which was a lot.
That
There were
fills up
6.
that fills
I think
up
it was
a
6 or
football.
7
Yeah.
names on this football. I
Yeah.
was like, this is unbelievable
Oh.
on one football.
That is ridiculous.
So I donated that, hoping that would bring in all these funds.
Did it?
It did pretty good.
Yeah.
Not as much as
As
I
you
would have
want,
thought.
Yeah. That
I
is
mean,
crazy.
where else do you find all
Dude,
those signatures?
that's worth a lot of money.
Because you have to literally hold that football and go and
To
get
all
the
those individual
signature.
people.
It's not like
Yeah,
they're
they're not
all
in the same
even
place at
alive.
the time.
I don't even know
know
if they're alive.
I know. That is insane.
Yeah,
I
I should have kept it.
I love Oklahoma. Those people are like my people. I mean, I like them as like human beings. I'll be honest, Oklahoma is not the prettiest place to live.
Oh man, so boring.
It is very
so flat.
It's very boring.
The
So like the
water's
people are A+.
brown.
The brown is and it's red dirt and it's ugly, but the people are A+. So it's like
A++.
They are.
They are.
really are.
You walk into a grocery store and everyone's saying hi to you. And you
They're
don't even
awesome.
know them, right?
No,
It's-
they're some of my
it
favorite
is.
people.
It is the best.
But my kids keep saying, I'm going to go play football at Oklahoma. I'm like, you know what? Maybe you should go to Clemson or something like that. Like, I think it's going to be a little prettier. But and I've told them, like, they've been bleeding red their whole lives. I've been indoctrinating them forever. But I keep warning them, it's not going to be the prettiest place you've ever been to. Like, rent will be like $500 a month, which is awesome. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it's
Quality of
just
life
awesome.
can be pretty high because you
I
can
know.
live well, I mean, Edmond was beautiful.
Yeah.
Planned communities.
You ever get some Brahms ice cream?
Oh, all the time. Right? Every time I go through like northern Texas
That's
or
right.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Toby Keith's restaurant?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, some people.
Yeah, I was right near that little river walk or whatever, and KD used to have a restaurant right next to Toby Keith's.
Did he really?
And he closed that when he
He
traded.
left. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to take my franchise and my talents at my restaurants to Golden
Away.
State. Yeah, that's right. It's so fun. So eventually you got into Lane. How long?
Yeah. So what happened is through this avenue, I was in the Pilot Flying J, worked for an equity group called GVW Group, an auto car, which manufactures garbage trucks.
Oh wow.
We bought it from Volvo. Probably a third or half of the garbage trucks here in Utah are built by them.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
So they're a decent company, but very focused on vocational in this specific space. Love that business. We had tremendous growth the time I was there. And I'm a high growth guy. I love to create high growth.
Yeah.
Structuring companies the right way, making sure you have the right incentives, the right sales team, and you've got to ensure the right product.
Yeah.
It's providing the right premium quality, etc. And after having been in that space for a while, I saw a huge opportunity to disrupt it. And it started with an early phone call from Trevor Milton trying to build an electric garbage truck from Autocar.
No way.
So he calls Autocar and we're chatting. We're both from Utah. And he goes, hey, I want to build an electric garbage truck. And so I thought, I've been looking at that space, talking to multiple companies at the time. I thought, this is really interesting. So as I'm talking to our organizational team, we did have some development on an electric garbage truck that we were already working on. But I thought, hey, maybe there's an opportunity here, right? But nobody knew who he really was or what he was doing.
Yeah.
He wasn't known at the time. And after evaluating it, the company just kind of said, no, we're on our own track and it's going pretty well.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of stick down that pathway. And I thought, maybe I'll look into it a little bit more. But nothing really came of it. And I didn't really pursue it either. But I was looking at other investments at the time.
Yeah.
And one of the companies was Exos. And so at the time I thought, this is the time to disrupt and change the industry. I know this industry really well. I'm surrounded by incredible talent and resources that can add a lot of value to these companies. Why don't we create an investment group that looks at investments a little differently and really tries to apply expertise, experience, network, really wrap our arms around each investment that we make.
Yeah.
And at first it started as Build Capital Partners. And I had 3 other partners. And we were in multiple industries. And later on, we were having a lot of strong momentum in the mobility space.
Yeah.
When I say mobility, it's not wheelchairs.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes it's a...
You're not in the wheelchair business.
We're not in the wheelchair business, no. But we are in everything that moves.
Yeah.
Moves us, moves people, moves product, moves anything, right? Whether it's air, boat, air, water, land, right? Anything in that kind of space. And we started looking at various companies, and our first investment was a company called Exos out of LA. When I met with these guys, it was early on. There's 21 employees. They're building basically out of their father's old warehouse. That has an old business that they're kind of still producing radios for military devices. And it's this corner of the garage. He's got random stuff outside. And he goes, Kasey, we're trying to build an electric truck.
Wow.
Come check it out. And I could get in it and drive it.
Wow.
And after that, I was like, okay, this is a fully functioning vehicle that's completely on battery. Everyone kept thinking it was a Tesla because their logo looked like a T. It was Thor when they first started. And that's when it kind of began. And I loved the space.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful for all of my investment partners, especially those that are from the industry that really want to make an impact and contribute. And together we can wrap our arms around these investments
Yeah.
and accelerate their growth, help them dodge pitfalls and mistakes, and hopefully accelerate their pathway to success.
Well, it's just an industry that's had so much innovation and so much change, especially, I mean, obviously with kind of Tesla leading the way out right now. It's incredible. Like I was just looking at you can't have to wonder about graphs that you see just on LinkedIn, but tell me if this is true. Does Tesla have a larger market cap than all other automobiles combined?
So they did at one point. They still
point.
may. I would have to fact check that lately, but I know about a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
when Tesla first hit that $1 trillion mark,
Yeah.
their market cap was more than everybody combined.
That is incredible.
Which includes Ford, GM.
Can you imagine?
You know these
Honda.
And I'll tell you, talking to some of those guys,
Yeah.
they were not happy. They were
Oh, you're sure.
furious
You'd feel terrible.
because they're going, man, we have worked
We built this whole thing, this whole
for
industry.
like decades,
Yeah,
right?
centuries, yeah.
And to see Tesla kind of come out, and you kind of think, they won't get there. Oh, these small guys.
Yeah.
You give them all the excuses in the world. They started dominating,
Wow.
and even though they were delivering far fewer vehicles,
Yeah.
their market cap
This is skyrocketing.
10,
Yeah.
50 times what
Yeah.
one company's is. Yeah, that's scary. That's threatening.
I'm assuming that you got into NVIDIA. Did you?
I did not invest in NVIDIA.
You
I
haven't
wish
yet.
I did.
Okay.
I am a small shareholder, but like
Yeah, that's what I'm going
not
to
on the through the venture side.
Yeah, that one is blowing my mind right now.
Oh,
Like,
man.
that is ridiculous.
I mean, 4 trillion.
I know.
4 trillion.
I don't know how that happened.
Like, stop and pause and think about
I know,
that for a minute.
I know.
Like, do you remember when the first company hit $1 trillion? It was Microsoft or Apple, one of the two.
Yeah,
And I was blown away at that.
that's right.
And that was only 4 or 5 years ago.
I know.
And now we have NVIDIA at 4 trillion.
Just out of nowhere.
4 times that.
My friend texted me. He kind of gives these. I'm terrible at the stock market, but he gives these tips. Like 2 years ago, he's like, "Buy some NVIDIA." I'm like, "That's nonsense." You know, I'll double down on some stupid stock, which I always do. And it just
GameStop.
Yeah, I was like a month late to GameStop or something. But it's so interesting. But like the category that you're in, the industry you're in, so tell me if this is correct. This is my assumption, that when you hit it big on one of these like electrical or high performance vehicles, it can hit really big, but it'd be hard to pick the right ones. Is that true?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yeah.
It is very difficult. I would say, so take a step back. So we started this in 2019.
Yeah.
18, 19. This is before, so Tesla was already making good traction.
Yeah.
But it was only Tesla at the time. It really wasn't any other players out there, right? There were whisperings of Faraday and Lucid and these other companies. Rivian,
Oh yeah.
very quietly Rivian.
Oh yeah.
And when we started investing, it's like, okay, how do you pick which companies you really want to get behind?
Yeah.
And so from the industry, we looked at it as, okay, let's think this through. How difficult is it to manufacture what you're producing?
Yeah.
To stamp a cab. Okay, so if you think of the Lucid vehicle.
Okay.
That cab to stamp, just the tooling is about $50 to $100 million.
Holy cow.
So the barriers of entry for automotive is
It's huge.
very high.
Yeah.
And so when you go, okay, we're going to build a car like a Faraday Future that's spent now $3 billion and has produced 2 vehicles, or 3 vehicles, something like that.
Yeah.
I would love to find
Vehicles.
one, by the
Yeah.
way. If anyone has one, I'll take it. But there's only 3 or 4 out there out in the wild that are probably almost $1 billion each, right? Because the cost of. But
right.
if you look at the cost to stamp that cab,
Yeah.
and that is just the cab, then you've got to build the manufacturing plant, and then you've got to refine it down into building a high quality,
Yeah.
high expectation around fit and finish.
Yeah.
You're competing against companies that have done this for decades,
Yeah.
right? Century in some cases.
Changing of technologies, government regulations. I mean,
And you're adding it's electric, by the way.
yeah. That's
Not only
right.
this, we're going to completely
That's
change
Yeah.
the powertrain on this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the electrical system.
It's insane.
New screens, new way of moving. It is. It's far more difficult.
Yeah.
than it probably looks from the outside.
So how many, if you had 20 investments, how many are you hoping that will hit big?
All right, so we're a little different than most VCs.
Okay.
So I'll put out that disclosure. So let's talk about average VCs. Average is you make 10 investments, 4 go to zero,
Yeah.
4 to mediocre, maybe a little loss, a little gain,
Yeah.
and 2 pay for the fund.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the industry kind of expectation.
Yeah.
Average. We take a different approach. We anticipate that 8 out of our 10 do well,
Oh, wow.
where they're in the multiples,
Interesting.
and 2 will be mediocre or go to zero.
Oh, interesting. How do you have such high batting averages?
So we take an approach it feels like a mix between private equity and venture.
Okay.
We invest in the venture stage, but we play an active role,
Okay.
whether it's a board seat,
Yeah.
board advisor, some sort of role where we're able to contribute, add supply, provide suppliers, partners, customers, things like that. With Exos, I'll give you an example. Our first investment,
Yep.
84% of our investors were strategic from the industry. So that alone is unique.
That is very
They're
interesting.
not fund guys, so they're not in a fund just quiet.
Yeah.
They knew exactly the company they were investing in.
That's right.
And all of them
Smart
actively
investors.
wanted to help.
Interesting.
And so now you have a team of incredible people
That's right.
that are your champions.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, I mean, could you ask for anything more
No.
than to have people that are from the industry you're working at?
I'll tell you,
Consider-
the type of investor makes all the difference. We found that out with, from some of the previous companies to Volcanic. And early on, I would just find investors that had money. That's all you cared about. It was like, can you put in $100,000 or $300,000? And then eventually, I kind of learned that, wow, you want people from the industry, kind of like what you do. And that's basically the majority of our investors are people that were, CEOs or built this or they built that. Because there's proper expectations that they have, and then best practices, their networking, all those things became so much more valuable than the money. But it took a long time to learn that. It's not something that I naturally thought of. Early on, I was like, if you have enough money, you can kind of figure it out. And it's just, that's not the right way to approach it.
I think for a time, some companies just need the money.
Yeah.
That's just not us.
Yeah.
So when somebody pitches us and says, we have it all figured out, we just need money.
Yeah.
One red flag. Who's
Yeah.
got it all figured out?
Yeah, that's
Probably
right.
nobody.
Yeah.
Right? And then if that's all they're looking for, it's just not a good fit for us because we want to contribute and add value.
That's right.
And everyone does need something. And if
Yeah.
you can't recognize that when you're raising capital, that would worry me, right? And so when we've gotten involved in each of these, we've brought customers from start to beginning. It's not just an email intro.
Yeah.
We handhold it the whole
Oh,
way.
yeah.
We get really involved in the companies. We visit them often. We spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
It is very time consuming, and it does limit how many investments we can do. However, we have found by wrapping ourselves and our investors around these companies, our outcomes are far better than the venture average.
I think your job is very similar to my job in that my job is completely built around the same ecosystem people in retail.
Yeah.
And just like I go and talk to them about one topic, and then I'll text them 3 weeks later about something also retail related, but totally different. And so the dialogues are always open, but there's never just like one thing I'm trying to talk to them about. But it's the same thing with you. Like, if you're bringing over a customer, that customer could be a customer for that product, or it could be a conversation that customer. I mean, there's so much knowledge, information that's like shared. That could be a future customer for the next brand. But like, you live in an ecosystem, which is really interesting.
Yep.
And just
Yeah.
kind of hang out in there.
Yeah, I love that because that was part of the reason why we invested in a couple of these battery companies.
Yeah.
Is here we've got this portfolio of electric truck company, electric power sports company, being Vanderhall. You've got batteries in the Serial 1 e-bikes.
Wow.
You've got batteries and electric powertrains in
It's
both
the
the
same
boat companies.
small community. that
And
go
yet
back
you
to.
bring these batteries. Now you have a supplier
Yeah.
for this, and you can start to feed off of each other. These
That's right.
investments can
That's right.
benefit
Very
from each other.
That's exactly right. Synergistic.
Yep.
So this Vanderhall is very interesting to me. Utah's only manufacturer, right?
The only auto manufacturer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So tell me, where do they come from? Like, who invented it? How did they even get started? I mean, this is a big.
It started from by Stephen Hall,
Okay.
and he's got a great background. If anyone in Utah has heard of Prestige Imports, they used to sell like sports cars.
Yeah.
A lot of imported cars.
Yeah, that's right.
That was Stephen Hall.
Oh, interesting.
So that was his first business, is a dealership.
Oh, interesting.
He loves the automotive space, passionate about sports cars.
One thing to be passionate, another one to say, I'm going to go make my own. I
No.
mean, there's a massive, like, just this huge chasm of, like, differences, like a Grand Canyon. So, like what
go buy a Ferrari.
Yeah,
Instead,
well,
I'm going to build my own.
Yeah,
right?
What was he, what?
You know, it was interesting as he was looking at, how do I go about doing this? And you need a minimum of $1 billion to build an automotive brand.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's a pretty audacious
Yeah, how do you go raise all that?
fundraise.
Yeah.
A lot of work. We've gotten a lot of pitches from a lot of auto makers, and it is a scary venture in most parts because there's a lot of failures.
How much did you have to raise just to even get started on any sort of manufacturing or anything else?
You know, and this is, so I'll answer it in two ways. Most manufacturers, I mean, it's $50 to $100 million Series A.
Yeah.
Right? To kind of get the proof of concept going and get maybe a manufacturing facility started.
Something, yeah.
But if you really want to get high volume, and if you're a consumer vehicle, that goes back to printing stamping the cab.
Oh, yeah.
50 to 100 million just for that.
Oh, okay.
Plus the manufacturing facility, another $500 million for that. So it starts adding up really quick. And then you're burning a lot of cash as you develop and do testing before you even
can do
launch
anything.
But with Vanderhall, he goes, how can I do this differently? And he found they found it in the motorcycle space, which sounds like a weird spot to find. How do I build a supercar someday? Is you find it in the motorcycle, which he found in the regulation. If it's a 3-wheeled vehicle, it's considered a motorcycle.
Oh, no way, I didn't know that.
And so his first vehicle was 3 wheels, so it could be registered and developed as a motorcycle, which has different requirements for crash test, airbags.
It's a lot quicker to entry.
Much easier to entry. And
Wow.
so he started in that space, and he now has almost 7,000 of those 3-wheeled, as he calls them, auto cycles. It's like an auto motorcycle. Auto cycles
They look fun.
on the road. They are amazing. They're a blast.
They look really fun.
So when I first saw it, I thought, oh, those are kind of weird, right? Like, where's the 4th wheel?
Yeah, that's right.
And I always get a comment every so often, man, this would be amazing if you just threw on another wheel. Like, no, I love it just how it is.
Not the point.
But it is an experience that you have to get out and do. I mean, it feels just raw.
Yeah.
You're out in the open. You're low to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
It does feel a little scary like a motorcycle does,
Oh,
where
but
you
it
feel
does.
exposed.
Yeah.
I love it.
That
I
is
love
so
it.
cool.
And it's like a mix between driving like a Lotus race car and just convertible, right? Because when you're in it, you're like, I've got a regular steering wheel.
That's right.
I can have somebody next to me. And
But there's not a whole lot above me.
Nope. No, there's not. There's not. But that's kind of where it began. And then later on, he knew that was still a niche market, right? Your volume's still going to be limited.
Yeah.
And he wanted to get into the power sports space more, as it kind of coincides with a lot of the dealers that are selling these are also selling off-road vehicles.
Wow.
And so he started developing the Brawley, which is a 4-wheeled, 4-motor electric UTV.
Oh, interesting.
And it's fully enclosed with AC, heated seats, heat. It is unlike any other experience.
Oh, interesting.
It is going to make the UTV market change significantly.
Wow. Do you know it was fun to have at our event last January was Bill from Myers Max.
Strickland. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, It was so interesting to see those. Like the term that just came to mind was like buggy. But is that like with the like
beach buggy?
Beach buggy. That's like an old term, right?
Oh yeah.
But those
Yeah.
look so cool.
They
look
are
amazing.
Their slogan is "Smiles for Miles."
Yeah, I'm sure.
I can attest.
Yeah.
You are smiling
The
nonstop,
whole time. I'll
and
bet you
everyone
are.
that watches you is smiling.
Oh man.
I have a picture of me in this purple, very sparkly purple. I don't know what that paint is. You know what I'm talking
I
about,
do,
right?
do, yeah.
It's like the old school helmets that were like
Yeah.
really sparkly. It's a purple, sparkly Myers Minx, and here am I. I couldn't stop smiling, and I'm going down PCH. Everyone's
Oh, I love
waving,
that.
wanting to like high five if they see me
Oh,
down.
yeah.
It's a blast.
I love PCH. I was just on this last week. I was like, that's like my whole vacation is just go up and down PCH. We always talk about California.
You got to get a Myers Minx then. Next time you do PCH.
They're from there.
Yeah, they're based out of there.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do that.
Balboa Island.
Oh,
and,
that's awesome.
And they have another location in Irvine.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So tell me your relationship you have with Harley.
So we purchased Serial One from Harley Davidson
Yeah.
and another investor. And so we got to know them fairly well through that.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of leadership change. So
Yeah.
Jochen was the CEO,
That's right.
and Gina at the time was the CFO. She is now at Mattel,
Oh,
blowing up Barbie,
wow.
right? Because
That's a big change.
big change. But she's doing a phenomenal
Good
job.
for her.
And I thought very highly of her with her time at Harley Davidson. I wish she was longer lived because I really liked her.
Yeah.
I haven't really got to know the new CFO really well.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent a little time. And I've spent more time now on the Livewire side.
Wow.
Because we have more overlap. Livewire is Harley Davidson's, they own 90%, 91% or 90% of Livewire.
Yeah.
Is owned by Harley Davidson. That company went public separate a couple years ago. So it now is a separate entity, but very much,
Tied in.
yeah, I think their earnings calls are literally together now, which I think is a little funny.
Yeah.
But Livewire is led by CEO Kareem,
Yep.
who's amazing.
Really nice guy.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable of the space. I think he's got the right direction. He wants to take it. And it's a tough space. Electric motorcycles isn't quite as clean and easy to transition to as an electric UTV.
Yeah, I can see that.
UTV, you want to be quiet, especially if you're hunting
Yeah.
or if you're in Moab, because they have a noise ordinance there.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're part of nature more.
That's right.
If it's
This
not
one,
screaming at you.
Motorcycle's a little different of a feeling.
But on the road, motorcycle, you want to be not only seen but heard.
That's right. You do.
And so it's a little more
Different.
difficult
Yeah.
to jump onto an electric one that is no longer heard.
Yeah.
And are you seen, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's harder for that transition to take place. The performance is uncanny.
I'm sure.
I mean, performance on anything electric is far
Just different.
significantly
Yeah.
better, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I think it's far better. I'm like using too many far better mostly.
Yeah.
It's just,
It is. I know.
I mean, I have two electric vehicles. My wife drives an X. I have a Rivian. Love them both. They're both different for different reasons. I can never imagine going back to like a gas.
I'll give you my experience. So I have an SL 550 Mercedes, convertible,
Fantastic
super
car.
fast, right?
That's amazing.
So I pull up, and then this is the first time I saw a Tesla. And a Tesla pulled up, and I thought, there's no way they can keep up with an SL 550, and it smoked me. And I thought, that is absolutely crazy. Like just.
So I will admit, just 0 to 60. But if you go to like a track,
Oh.
that's where I think it is starting to evolve even further.
Oh, so I would long term, I would go faster.
You would, if you were on a track, Laguna Seca track,
Okay.
you would probably end up beating
Oh, good.
the vehicle over
We'll
time.
take that, Tesla.
Because
I
that,
had no idea.
Mercedes got great suspension.
Okay.
You know, it's got a lot of strength in its handling.
Oh.
Whereas Tesla has gotten a lot better on the handling, but that's primarily, okay, I'll give you an example.
This makes me feel better about my life.
So one of our partners, investors, is Rob Ferber. I can share his name. He's
Yeah.
allowed me to do that. I think the world of Rob. He was here not last Monday, but the Monday prior,
Hmm.
here in Utah. And Rob was one of the founding members of Tesla. So
Wow.
he was there with Martin Eberhard
Wow.
in the early days. This is even pre
Elon Musk, yeah.
and he's got great stories.
Wow.
He's a really interesting guy. And Rob shares that in those early days, the whole vision behind Tesla is, how do we make this more than just green?
Yeah.
More than just we're moving a car with an electric propulsion.
Yeah.
They knew that if we're going to get adoption of this, it needs to have more than just be electric. It needs to be faster.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be sexier.
That's right.
Right? There needs to be more pull that
Just be
that drive it.
electrical, yeah.
And so Elon would constantly tell Rob, who was building the powertrain,
Yeah.
it has to beat a Porsche off the line.
Wow.
I wanted to crush a Porsche.
Really high expectations.
High expectations. And at the time, that seemed really high,
Yeah.
right? But now with that electric motor, I mean, you get a lot of power. There's a lot of tuning in there, but how do we do that?
Yeah.
And that is what originally, I mean, the early Tesla
That is
days.
so interesting. That's
If
what,
you notice, constantly see him 0 to 60,
That
showing
was-
him down tracks.
yeah,
showing
that was
him
one of the
performance.
qualifiers for him. That was kind of how they built themselves.
And then and from the Roadster to the S, he
Yeah.
really changed that design to be. He wanted something that was that could endure time,
Yeah.
for one, because
Yeah.
it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
That stamped cab that probably cost him $50 million.
Yeah.
He's still trying to recover from,
Wow.
right, and get his money back. So that's why the Tesla S remains,
Mm-hmm.
which I've heard rumors that it may discontinue.
Oh, interesting.
But that's in those early days. I mean, you've got to create a solution that isn't just green, but there's other attributes in performance, in technology that make it more attractive for masses to adopt. And Tesla did a great job of that, and a lot of the others tried to follow suit
Very interesting.
and go down that same pathway. And I think you're seeing the same thing with electric trucks. The hard part there, semi-trucks I'm talking, the hard part there is the cost, because you have so many batteries required.
Yeah.
And as the battery cost comes down, I think you will start to see more semi-trucks implement it, because the performance is significantly better.
So they further ahead in Europe on that side than
Oh
they are
yeah,
in the US.
yeah, far.
Yeah, I'd imagine that would be a pretty
They're much
big
further.
priority for them.
Yeah. In the US, it's still a small number. The largest truck operator in the world right now, outside of China, I don't speak for China because I don't have their stats, but outside of China, the largest operator of Class 8 semi-trucks is Enride, one of our portfolio
interesting.
companies.
That's really cool.
So they have more electric trucks on the road than
Oh my
anyone
gosh,
else.
that's really cool. So shifting gears, you brought some stats on VC firms.
I did.
Shifting
And I
gears
thought this was
27.
interesting because I think as we talk about VCs in general, there's a lot of misunderstandings about the industry.
Yeah.
And some of these I had experienced, which is why when I started Lane, we wanted to do it so differently.
Yeah.
For one, repeat success is not as common as people think in venture.
So, like you talk about the person repeating with the new company,
Yes, a manager.
a manager.
A managing partner or general partner of a venture capital firm.
Oh, okay.
I'll share this. Only about half of VCs make more than one successful investment.
No way.
So let that settle in for a second. And let me define what a successful investment is.
Okay.
Is 2x the amount invested, not
That's
a big obstacle, or a company that's gone to an IPO.
Wow.
So only half
I had no idea.
are make more than one successful investment.
That is incredible.
Okay.
With the tenure of like how long? I mean, what
That's a
would
good
you
question.
think?
So that's over. This test was done through the last 30 years.
Wow.
And there's a professor at Stanford, Professor Elia. I'll give him a shout out. He has a phenomenal venture book. I recommend it. I think it's called Venture Mindset.
Okay.
That is for every good entrepreneur.
Okay.
They should understand that, especially if you're ever going to raise money. If you like venture, want to get into venture, you're fascinated by venture.
Venture mindset.
Professor Elia's book called Venture Mindset. is fantastic.
I'm gonna have to read that.
It's really good. I highly recommend it.
Interesting. Okay.
And so, the stat is actually 55% have one or less
I can't
successful
believe that.
investments. 36 have two or less. So now you've just knocked out
The vast majority.
like 90%.
Yeah.
So only, and then it's got, these numbers don't seem to add up. Oh, yeah, they do. No, they don't. 80%. What is that? It doesn't add up. 15%. This is hilarious. Professor Ely, I'm calling you out here. The math doesn't happen.
That's okay.
15%, probably because they're combining the other numbers.
Yeah.
That makes sense now. Never mind.
Yeah, that's right.
So 15% have 5 or less.
Mm.
And only 5% of venture capital firms have 10 or less. So the big names you hear
Oh yeah.
are that 5%.
Yeah.
Right? So
Sequoias.
the Sequoias.
Yep.
You could probably name some of the managers, right?
Oh yeah.
Peter,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. So that kind of blows my mind
That
a
is
little bit
incredible.
there. So when you look at venture, the success of the 2 pay for the fund, 4 go to 0, 4 be mediocre makes more sense now.
It does.
And so we're trying.
I mean, that's even on a good scenario according to these stats.
Yeah, it's just
It's
kind
not
of
a really good scenario.
So, and I'll tell you this, I'll give Lane a little bit of a shout out.
Yeah.
Our first investment in 2.5 years, we took it public.
That's awesome.
So one, we've checked that box of 1.
Immediate.
So we hit 1.
101
We hit 1. We hit for 1. Our second investment is likely to go public
Wow.
within the next year.
That is
Is
awesome.
a target, and they're definitely headed in the right direction. And they would definitely be deemed as
More than the
a
2x.
successful investment,
Yeah.
yeah, because we're more than the 2x.
That is so cool.
Our third and fourth investments, the third one is more than a 2x. And our fourth one, a lot of work still to be done, but it's looking
Trending
very
well.
positive, trending very well.
Man, you get a high batting average.
And then our additional ones, the 2 battery ones,
Yeah.
all also line
That
up
is
into this
no way.
successful ones. So then I'm so hard on myself.
Yeah.
So as I'm studying kind of where are we at again amongst our peers?
Yeah.
I feel like Lane is small. We're not a huge fund like some of the other ones in town, but you're batting pretty well.
Yeah, you know.
Right. So
So, what is like the average amount of time that you spend studying a specific company?
before we invest,
Yeah, before you invest.
it's a good question. I mean, I've got a good team that helps me, but we like to date before we get married. We're
Okay.
not the fastest investors.
Yeah.
And we never have been.
A few years.
No, I would say we know the space really well. So
Yeah.
we typically know who all the players are.
Yeah.
And we keep our eyes on certain ones to see where they are in stages. And when I say we date, I mean we date. Like we
It's no
spend
real-
time together. We look to see if we can assist
Yeah.
in ways and help them. And then we end up pulling the trigger. And when we do about 60 days, pretty heavy 60 days of diligence
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Yeah, once you
So
decide.
our diligence list is very extensive.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
We want to make sure we understand every aspect, every
Yeah,
risk.
no surprises.
And we know the industry really well, so I think we can make decisions a little differently than somebody that doesn't.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's crazy, is only about a quarter of venture capital firms have a managing partner that actually came from the industry or was an operator themselves.
Wow.
So 3/4
Outside.
are outside. I guess they just came out of Stanford
Yeah.
or some of these great schools and jumped into venture with that academic learning and have learned it over time, and some of them are successful, I'm sure.
So how do you find like your LPs? How do you like everybody that you're associated with? How do you bring in money? I mean, what's kind of? I'm sure that's a huge part of your time commitment.
It is, and we have not really taken any institutional money. We have
Okay.
one fund of funds, a couple corporate ventures, but for the most part, it's individuals,
Interesting.
high net worth individuals. We have over 100.
Yeah.
And most of them are from the industry, as I kind of shared before. And so many of those investors came from my past relationships
Yeah.
or introductions from those relationships. and through networking and in this space, and we have to raise for every deal we do.
Oh yeah.
Because we're not a typical fund.
Yeah.
We also, in most cases, do not take any fees up front or along the way.
Oh, interesting.
It's all on the back end.
Really? Because most, don't they take like 1 or 2%?
We've had a couple that were a little off of that
Yeah.
structure, and we did that intentionally for the time.
Yeah.
And it'll end up great for those investors.
But now you're all
the
back
majority
in,
of
so-
ours are all on the very back end. And we do that because when we started this, one of the flaws we saw, and I'm not trying to knock on this model because
Yeah.
it's a great model, it's been a
Yeah.
proven model for years, and
Yeah.
I can see why it's happening, is most VCs have a 2 and 20. It's 2% annually,
That's right.
and that could be committed capital or it could be deployed capital, some variance, and it's a 20% carry on the profits. So as the company has an exit, then they're taking 20% of the gains.
Yeah.
We understood that model well. We're kind of going that direction at first, but the flaw we had is you have a lot of managers that are just trying to build up their assets under management, AUM. So the more they can build that up, then the more they're getting annually on a fee, and the less they're worried about the outcomes. Is my worry, right? So I felt like
Yeah.
this was my worry, and I'm sure
You're not exactly aligned.
a lot of the other VCs are not. I'm sure they needed to operate. You need the funds to be able to do the diligence. You need the funds to do the admin, the legal work.
Yeah.
We just fronted it ourselves.
Interesting.
So I decided I'm going to be as much of an investor
Yeah.
as I'm asking any of my LPs to be.
So interesting.
So all the legal, all the diligence, all the ongoing costs, especially with how active we are, is coming out of Lane VC's.
Yeah. But you're essentially almost like a part-time employee for all your brands.
Yeah.
That's
In
incredible.
fact, with our first, when we took them public, we had this big celebratory dinner
Yeah.
in New York at the restaurant by Central Park.
Oh yeah.
And many of the Exos employees were there as
Yeah.
well to celebrate. They all thought I was an employee.
No way.
They even gave me an employee number.
I
I'm
love
employee
that.
number 22.
Dude, I love that.
So all this time they go, wait a minute,
You're not even employed.
you're not even employed?
You're from
No,
the
I was an
firm?
advisor.
I can't even believe that. It's
Isn't that
amazing.
crazy?
I love that.
So, and we love to hear that because we're so
You're doing it
active
the
in
right way.
helping.
Yeah.
We,
Oh, that is hilarious. You have to talk about that on our January panel. That is so funny. So what else you got? You got a few more stats on there?
Yeah, I had another one. So I thought this was interesting too. So only a quarter came from having a successful startup of their own.
Yeah.
Why that's important is because I want an investor that can help me, right? That's been there, done that as a mentor in a way. And
A lot of them don't have that yet.
a lot of them don't have that. So I think there's value to that. So for anyone looking for capital, take that into consideration.
Yeah, you don't have to show up at the door and be like, I know everything.
Yeah, and some of these other guys, let me be clear here. I'm not trying to talk down
Exactly.
these
Just
other
a-
venture capital firms.
Just a new,
I'm
different
super
way of thinking about
collaborative.
it.
I love to work together.
Yeah, just a different way to look at it.
There's some groups that their whole intent is to play the numbers and not to be active. And that's a great model.
That's
It's
fine,
worked.
too. Yeah.
They're successful firms. So I'm not trying to say one model is better than the other. We've just decided on what our strategy
That's
is,
right.
and we're sticking to it.
That's right.
And we also found that and 17% of VCs were previously startup founders or some sort of chief officers
Mm-hmm.
in some capacity. So I thought that was kind of crazy. And then another one is, so let's talk about how many companies have exited these last couple of years.
Yeah, that would be interesting. What percentage is that?
So it's a little bit shocking. So I'll give you one stat here that
Okay.
everyone, once again, Professor Ilya, shout out. This is his chart.
Good stuff, yeah.
So give him the credit for that. And I love following him on LinkedIn. He's got great content all the time about which schools bring the unicorn
Oh, cool.
founders and all that kind of stuff. He talks very highly of Utah.
I bet BYU hits it.
BYU and University of Utah hit
They
that
hit all
list
the time.
all the time.
I know.
And another stat that shocks people is when you look at every state, I'll give you a couple facts around venture in general too. If you look at all the states and you say, based on GDP, or I'm going to use another number, GSP, gross sales product, and you say how many unicorns come out of those states in relation to their GSP, which takes population into account.
Population account, yeah.
But it also takes in, business revenue generated, all that kind of stuff. Utah
It's like
is
third
neck
or
and
something.
neck with
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, it's really high up.
So
It's
you,
really close
you
to
think
number one.
of Silicon Valley, right? All
Yeah.
these VCs, all these
But
companies.
per
coming in.
capita, we're right there.
We are right there.
It's
And
insane.
then a long ways away is New York, Texas,
Massachusetts.
and Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And so props to Utah.
That's insane.
And that's one of the reasons why Lane VC is based out of here.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't done a lot of investments here, we'd love to do more.
It is interesting to think that like some of these big ones like Sequoia don't have offices here.
Yeah, it does shock me.
Because
If
you're
they
like,
don't
well,
put a second office.
Yeah, you're hitting your batting average here is so high. How many deals are you missing? Right?
Sequoia, others, come
Yeah,
on over.
Reach on out.
Utah's a great place. We got an office for you.
That's right.
And I think another thing that's shocking, and I'm going to give a shout out to America. This is my, proud American moment.
Very
The
high.
U.S.
Yeah.
compared to other countries, and if you look at a chart, it's one of my favorite charts. I'll send it to you. But if you were to say, all right, let's take the largest companies, built from the last 50 years, that are worth more than $1 billion.
Yeah.
And the bigger the circle, the bigger the company is.
Yeah.
Right? But we're going to put all the companies that are $1 billion plus that have started from scratch. And we're going to look at the U.S. over the last 50 years and compare it to Europe to start.
Yeah.
Europe is like this, and the U.S. is like this.
Really?
Right? Like one company, NVIDIA,
Yeah.
is far larger than all of
these
Europe's,
other ones, yeah.
right, combined.
Oh yeah.
And so you look at the U.S. and you go, how is that possible?
Yeah.
How has the U.S. created so many massive Microsofts, NVIDIAs, Apples,
It's crazy. I was
Teslas?
just seeing something how the market cap for the total everything on the Dow and Nasdaq is bigger than all other countries' stock exchanges combined. Crazy.
It is crazy.
I mean, you're literally talking like 140 countries or whatever, how many countries there are.
So Professor Ilya, once again, and I did some research on this myself,
Yeah.
say, okay, well, why?
Yeah. Where did it come from?
Where did it come from? And if you go back to those companies, about 70% plus were venture backed.
So we're heavier in venture than other countries are.
At least we started a lot heavier in venture than other countries are.
Wow.
So I don't know what that looks like today. I think we're still far larger because we started so much sooner.
Yeah, a lot more
and there's
spin-offs.
so many VCs
Yeah.
in the U.S. now compared to other countries. I don't have the exact stats of what it looks like today, but
That's a
there is
major
no
reason for
doubt
this-
there's a
this
direct
success.
correlation
Oh, I guarantee it.
that venture is what has fueled
Everything.
all these tech
Well,
companies.
it fueled Utah. I mean, as somebody who grew up in Utah like you, like 20 years ago, there was not much here as far as, like, we talk about the retail side, how much that's blown up. Obviously, the tech side, everybody knows, I mean, is done the same thing with unicorns and everything else. But that's venture based, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Is you get your Fierce Free one, you get you get your you get WordPerfect, and you get your Novell, and eventually you get your Omniture, and then all of a sudden it's like everything's just game on.
Jeremy, Volcanic and technologies like that help the retail grow in Utah
Yeah.
is the powerhouse here.
Yeah.
Just like what started on the software side and the technology side,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
seeing that on the retail side.
Oh yeah.
You're seeing more venture capital firms investing in that space.
Mm-hmm.
Savory Fund on the restaurant side.
That's right.
Right, with a lot
So
of those
cool.
companies. You've got us that are investing in companies like Serial One, that's a consumer product.
So cool.
Sold through retail, as well as Vanderhall, as well as others,
I
right,
love
on the
it.
boat space.
I love it.
So I think when you start to see a larger ecosystem around supporting
Yeah.
just that's when the power
One thing I'm pretty proud of is just chatting with the governor's office a little bit. The state's had 4 major initiatives where they allocate like GOEO funds, and it's been technology and aerospace and manufacturing. And for the first time ever, they said this is the first year they're putting a massive look into retail, because there's now awareness that retail is the size of tech in Utah, but nobody put that one and one together.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
That's
You're like,
amazing.
It is nuts. You're like, guys, I mean, I could look down I-15 right now, like that's a $100 million company, that's a $300 million company, that's a $400 million company, and they're everywhere. And people have no clue. And now they're like, actually, we're probably, in fact, I do some brand ambassador work for a company called Spreetel. They are one of the biggest accelerators on Amazon in the world. And the guy yesterday was like, there's something weird about Utah, because everything just comes out of there. I mean, it's crazy. Like I'll do these Grok searches. My whole life is on Grok now.
I love it.
I would do these Grok searches and I'll be like, all right, name 100 of the top brands in South Carolina, because I'm looking to live there half the year, and it'd be like there's almost nothing. Then I'm like, okay, now Utah, you've got 100 of them.
Do you like Grok more than OpenAI then?
Oh yeah, I am a total Grok nerd.
So you've done both a lot.
Yeah, Grok is awesome.
Good.
It takes a lot longer to think, like these deep searches. Like it could take a few minutes instead of like a quick response, but it is very thorough. And so yeah, I mean my whole life is that. It's like better than a video game. But okay, I have to ask you one last question before you go. For somebody who would love to get into exotic cars that literally knows next to nothing, I want to know your top 5 in order from worst of the top 5 to your favorite of like best performance. I don't care about the cost or anything else. I just want to know, what are your favorite cars, the most prestigious, the ones that you like the most?
Such a great question.
Okay, so I want to hear the 5.
All right, this is Monterey week.
Yeah.
Monterey Car Week.
Yep.
This is one of my favorite times of the year. This and Goodwood, Festival of Speed, or one of the other Goodwood
California
events. So in California, Pebble Beach area, all the golf course closes for the week.
Oh, it doesn't really.
All of them but one private club.
Oh, well.
Close, and they all host cars on the grass.
Holy cow.
Including on the greens. Maybe not on the greens.
Insane.
Not totally sure about
Yeah,
that.
but at least on the...
Hole 18 of Pebble
that's right.
Beach will be Concours d'Elegance on Sunday.
Insane.
You've got Quail that has some of the reveals of all the new hypercars and supercars.
Cow.
And everywhere you look, that's a $10 million car, $5 million car.
So your list might change after this week.
Yeah, so I will tell you this. I've got my list.
Okay.
So my number 1 car right now,
Yeah.
my personal choice.
Okay.
It's not about value or price. My number 1 car right now is the Ferrari Daytona SP3.
Okay. And why?
I love that car. One, my dad owned MC Hammer's old Ferrari Testarossa.
Really? That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
It was the first car I ever got in a car accident.
Did Dad tell you to don't touch this when you go out?
He should have.
Yeah, he should have.
That is amazing. You know what? That car had the worst stereo system. I think he blew the speakers,
sure
and
he
my
did.
dad never changed it.
I guarantee you.
So every time I turn on the music, I'm like, come on, MC Hammer. But I got in a wreck in that car.
Did you really?
On PCH. I got rear-ended by a drunk driver.
Oh, at least you're not to blame on that one.
No, thank goodness. My dad was in the car too. On that one,
yeah,
right?
You'd have to explain it.
Yes, I'm really grateful for that. But the Daytona, the Ferrari Daytona SP3 has a similar vibe with those lines. You know the lines on the side of the Testarossa? On the back of the Daytona kind of has those
They have
lines
it too.
and that vibe. I love it. There's a car being auctioned at Pebble, which auction house? Sotheby's.
Oh yeah.
In Monterey this week. It is billed 501 of 500. So Ferrari kind of broke their own rules.
And they got an extra one.
They made an extra one, and they are using it as an auction.
Wow.
For a nonprofit.
That's really
for
cool.
a charity. So
Good for them.
they built this, and they built 501 out of 500 for nonprofit.
That's really cool.
Charity purposes. And it is black and yellow, crazy looking, right? It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's got this big Ferrari kind of go right in the middle. And so I want to see that being auctioned.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite looking.
Where do you think it'll
cars.
get to?
You know, they're saying 7.5, could get even as high as 10. I don't know about 10, but I think 7.5 is probably the number.
Wow.
It's, I think they retail, originally they were MSRPing for like 1.5, 2 million.
Holy cow.
So 7.5 is a big jump.
It is a big
But
one.
it's 501 and 500.
I know.
Right? When is that going to happen? So that's number 1. Number 2, I love the Koenigsegg Jesko. That car is just incredible. I just think it's beautiful. The power that has, the sound.
How do you spell that?
So, Koenigsegg. So it's Koenigsegg.
Koenigsegg.
So it's a Swedish brand. Christian von Koenigsegg is the founder. Strapping bald guy. You can't miss him once you see him.
Yeah.
And he's built a piece of art there. He has another car. It's a hypercar. Over $1 million is defined as a hypercar. That's a 4-door.
Well,
I lie. 4-seater, 1 door. And this 1 door is so big. It opens and it's like 7 feet tall when it's open.
In there. Wow.
It is the craziest looking door.
Weird.
So you'll have to Google search that one. So that's car number 2 is the Koenigsegg. Car number 3, which I've driven. This car is unbelievable as far as speed performance. Even I would argue could be number 1 at some time is the Rimac. It's Croatian.
Okay.
And it's actually pronounced Rimac.
Okay.
But every time I say that, everyone looks at me weird because it's spelled R-I-M-A-C. And so everyone calls it Rimac in the U.S., but it's Rimac. It's a Croatian car.
Oh, interesting.
Navara. And that is all electric. I forgot what the horsepower is. It's like 2,000 or something like that, right? Horsepower. It is unbelievable.
How would you even drive that?
It is unbelievable. Like, so the one chance I get to drive it is 2 years ago at Formula One in Austin. And I meet him at this hotel, right? And we're going to go drive it. You had to schedule to drive it.
Yeah.
And get qualified, all that kind of stuff. So I get out there to drive this. I'm so pumped. But I was flying in late, couldn't get there earlier. I'm like one of the last reservations to drive this thing. And I hit Austin traffic.
Oh, no.
So I drive from the hotel. I got to drive it right out of the hotel. And he's like, there's a great canyon drive to go up here.
Yeah.
And of course I get stuck in bumper to bumper traffic. And I'm in this
It's
incredible
just,
power
all you
machine.
wanted to do.
I was dying in this traffic. But as soon as I hit that canyon, that thing is unbelievable for speed and performance.
Wow.
So those are my top 3. And then my number 4, I love a good old classic 356 Porsche.
Yeah.
You know, get an original one, Speedster, love them. They're just fun.
Yeah.
They're old school. They're not very fast, but it's been one of those cars I've always had on my list.
You always liked it.
I've always liked it. I just think it's a fun design. Number 5 isn't very expensive, but it's another one of those that I love. The design and the look is a BMW Z8.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So they stopped making those.
Yeah.
And I love that car. I love that car. That's not the hypercar that you'll see those out there in Monterey.
I've seen a few. Yeah.
And it was designed by Henry Fisker. So that's the same guy that built Fisker Ocean. Also built a couple other brands. He designed the Jaguar XJ and the Aston Martin. He's a great designer, car designer, but the Z8 was one of his designs. I love that. I just think it's a great car.
Well, I'll tell you, I really appreciate you coming down and chatting VC, chatting cars. It's like one of my favorite things, just sit down, just let you fly, and appreciate all the support you've given Retail Collective and Volcanic and everything else. Man, you're the best.
Hello? Another trade show just got COVID canceled, and now this year's booth is a bust. There's a better way to get your product into retail. Volcanic Retail is a business-to-business desktop and mobile platform that connects buyers and sellers. Think of it as a highly sophisticated dating app for your business. It's a 24/7 trade show marketplace and so much more. Send direct messages to buyers, view their buying calendars, and fulfill orders all through our platform. Create your own unique company page, tell your company story, and showcase your trending products. Communicate directly with buyers through Volcanic messaging. Send connection requests to buyers to form lasting professional relationships and stay up to date on retailers' buying seasons. VolcanicRetail.com is an easy and convenient management tool. You can get your product in front of the right buyer who is looking for exactly what you have based on MSRP, margin, ingredients, fabrics, certifications, style, color, channel, trend, country of origin, MAP, sail through, you get the gist. This year, thousands of companies spent their marketing budget on trade shows that got canceled at the last minute. Volcanic came up with an inexpensive, long-term solution that can't be canceled. Planes have been grounded and in-person meetings and trade shows may become a thing of the past. With Volcanic, you have 24/7 access to the best marketing tool in retail. On Volcanic's marketplace, both you and the buyers can view your products from the comfort of a desk, at your home or office. Volcanic streamlines the retail process by showing awesome products to buyers that they're actually interested in. The rest of the buying process is simple and efficient on Volcanic. No more weeks of talking back and forth just for a deal to fall through at the last minute. It's time to step up your retail game. Click the link to get your free account today.